What's going on, it's your team. Welcome back to another episode of South Stand Stories, and it is Leeds United versus Tottenham Hotspur. That is right, there is a huge game going on at 12:30 tomorrow between our old foe, Thomas Frank, and of course, the mighty Leeds United. Tottenham Hotspur is a game I am definitely well up for, and it is a good time to be playing Tottenham Hotspur by all accounts. Before we get into that, I want to ask you guys, how are you feeling today? How are you guys doing? Good to talk to you guys and touch base as always. But it's a good time for me to be playing Tottenham Hotspur right about now. They just had a very uninspiring 2-2 draw with Bodo Glimt in the week and are there for the taking right now. They are a very cagey defensive side as of late, and Leeds United came into a bit of form against Bournemouth. Very unfortunate not to pick up the win that game. Obviously, it's disappointing again to concede a last-minute goal or a stoppage-time goal. That's the second time it's happened to us this season, taking 2 points straight away from us. And I thought that was one of the better attacking games we've actually played this year, because we were actually creating chances that we weren't putting them away. Now, I'm not happy that Dominic Calvert-Lewin missed 3 great chances and wasn't putting the opportunities away. Not happy about that in the slightest, but I am happy that we are actually creating chances for him. We are actually feeding the ball through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin and giving him some opportunities, which is something that I think Leeds United have been very bad at recently, is actually creating chances. And that was one of the better attacking displays I've seen from Leeds United this year. And that fills me with a little bit of confidence going into the weekend. And of course, as I said, Tottenham Hotspur themselves are gettable. They are right now still going through those early teething stages under Thomas Frank. They still have a whole bucket list of injuries. Kolo Muani still out. Koto Takai is still out. Radu Dragusin still out. Kulusevski, Maddison, Basuma, Solanke all still out. So there are definitely holes to be exploited within that Tottenham Hotspur team. And by all accounts, this is looking like it is going to be a very cagey kind of game. A 0-0, 1-1 written all over it. And when those games seem like that's going to be the case for me, I feel like the opposite's going to happen. I feel like this is going to be a very open game, and Leeds United are going to be hopefully exploiting some gaps within that Tottenham Hotspur team. And I have to say, the midfield battle is going to be really interesting to watch, because I think this is 2 of the better midfields in the Premier League. I think Ampadu, Stach and Longstaff have made a formidable partnership in that midfield there. And Polina on loan from Munich. Of course, Bentancur and Bergvall in that midfield for Tottenham Hotspur is a very strong midfield also. So it's going to be a game where either both midfields are going to cancel each other out, or we're just going to see a very end-to-end basketball-esque game. It's very hard to predict which one of those two it is going to be right now. You would expect both sides to cancel each other out. I would say I do still fear teams hitting us on the counter-attack. I still think in the counter-press there are some really bad holes within our defence that can be exploited. And when you've got someone coming at you with the pace of Richarlison down the middle, that could pose its own issues. Kudus has been pretty decent form this year as well. And Xavi Simons, who I would see as more of a slow, winding central. He cuts in off the side, then he comes into that attacking midfield roam. Very technical sort of player. Not someone that's going to be breaking necessarily with breakneck speed down on the counter-attack down that left-hand side. And you'd expect Bogle or whoever's playing there to be definitely level to whatever he can provide down there. But I have to say, man, he is someone who has the ability, when he can find little pockets of space, when he can find little gaps, to absolutely embarrass you. So I need to see Longstaff on Xavi Simons, doubling up with Jadon Bogle every time he gets the ball there. Ampadu shifting across, Stach shifting across. I don't want Stach just blasting forward and playing further forward than Dominic Calvert-Lewin again. Yes, when there's opportunities to, you need to see that, but I don't want to see too much structural structural inadmission. That doesn't really make any sense, but too much lack of structure with players just flying all over the gaff, because if you leave space for that man Xavi Simons, he is the type of player who seems to always be the architect of Leeds United's demise. Those very, very technical savvy players who can occupy the spaces in between players and pick out beautiful balls. He can obviously rip one from range as well. Definitely someone to be watching out for. I would say that is the danger man. Him and Richarlison are people that you need to be really looking out for from a Leeds United perspective. I think Okafor could also have a lot of joy in there. Pedro Porro is very, very, very prone to putting a stupid challenge in, getting himself booked or potentially sent off. He's next to Romero, who is also very, very prone to making a stupid challenge or a mistake himself. So if you can get Okafor springing on those counter-attacks, doubling up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Aronson potentially shifting in a little bit, occupying that number 10 role while we're attacking down the left-hand side, could be a very, very exciting proposition for Leeds United. Obviously, I'm guesstimating what lineups they are going to be putting out both sides here, but you would expect Leeds to be starting with Okafor and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who have been our 2-2 target men. I mean, we might as well segue into what my starting 11 would be, which would be, of course, Carl Darlow in goalkeeper position, Goodmanson left back, Stroik and Roden at the centre-back pairing, Jayden Bogle right back. And of course the 3-man midfield, which will not change, and I thought it was impressive, and it has been impressive. Ampadu, Statch and Longstaff, and I'm very shocked that Tanaka has been displaced out of the side in the way that he has, but man, the midfield is cooking right now, so it's very hard to legislate taking any of these players out, especially after the goal and assist and really impressive performance Longstaff had last week. You can't legislate taking him out. Anton Statch is the best midfielder in the Premier League right now, so you can't legislate taking him out. And Ethan Ampadu defensively has been really assured and has some great leadership qualities in that midfield, which can't go understated. So I never thought I'd be saying that I'd be putting Ampadu in the side over Ao Tanaka. If you had said that to me a month or 2 months ago, I mean, I would have been slapping you in the face and saying, what are you putting this absolute defamatory statement on my character for? But it's hard to take Ampadu out of the side right now. I've been really impressed with him recently. Let me know what you guys think. Are there any changes you guys would make to the starting lineup, or would it be, just boilerplate as we've seen? And of course, up front, I mean, DJ could potentially play. It's going to be Aronson again. I wouldn't put Aronson. I would put anyone there that's not Brendan Aronson on the right wing. Not that I'm slagging him off. I think he's actually been decent as of late. I want a natural right winger because Destiny Udogie is going to be trying to attack if he does play for them. He's going to be trying to attack down that left-hand side and get forward. You need someone with a bit of pace down that right-hand side to catch him on the counter-attack. But because it's been working recently, because people are just coming back from injury, I would have to stick with Brendan Aronson down that right-hand side. Dominic Calvert-Lewin down the middle, as I said. I think he's actually been pretty decent this year. I have to say, he's impressed me more than I thought he would. I know he's missed a few sitters, but his overall play, his pacing behind, his pressing qualities, the way he links up with Okafor on the counter-attack, he's a dangerous player, man. I'm actually really impressed with Calvert-Lewin. And, of course, Okafor down the left-hand side for me. But let me know what you guys think. Any changes you guys would make to the lineup aside from mine? And, of course, what are your scores on the doors? For me, I'm going to have to say I'm going to go 3-2 Leeds United. 3-2 Leeds United. I think there's going to be goals, man. Everything's set up to be cagey, which is why I think there's going to be some damn goals this game. I'm going to say 3-2 Leeds United. We're going to get the job done. I just got a sneaky feeling about this one. But let me know what you guys think. Am I being a little bit too optimistic or maybe too pessimistic? Let me know down below. For now, though, I will see you very, very soon. And of what, my brothers and my sisters.